welcome back to Nay's Little Garden and Home. So, it's nighttime, but I wanted to record this video because it has been on my mind. I've been, thinking about this and just with the state of things. I'm not here to incite any type of fear. What I am here to do is just give you your options, tell you my opinions on it, my experiences. And we're going to talk seed companies here. I do think I'm missing about 2 or 3 seed companies that I have tried, but this is a lot to go through. I have 14 seed companies. That's very intense. So I probably tried about 16, 17 seed companies, but these 14 are some of the bigger ones that I want to go through, that I've had some fairly positive experiences with. Of course, there's going to be slight downsides in all of the companies, so we'll go through that as well as we're going to go through like the different categories, like the pricing of things, how well the websites work, shipping, variety amounts, and all those things. So if I were you, grab you a drink and a snack. I have some lemon balm chamomile tea here. So delicious. Definitely a cool thing once your body starts getting used to taking in a lot less sugar, that you can appreciate the flavoring of things more, I think. Let me know if you've had that happen or if you've done that. So I kind of have these categorized in 3 sections. You could categorize it in many ways, but I went ahead and went with price. And in the real world, with the average consumer, price is a very big deal and very important because it's a barrier, right, for a lot of people, because paying $10 a packet of seed that is 10 to 25 seeds can seem very absolutely insane and not feasible for some people. Of course, also keeping in mind shipping costs, right? So we're gonna start with the most expensive ones that I have and work our way to the most affordable. So I have 2 seed packets here. I have all the seed packets to show you a seed packet of the brand, but it really doesn't matter. So the first one I'm going to talk about is one that I actually have more like history with here, and not an insane amount, but more than the other packet, which is Johnny Seeds. I don't know if the first thing you can see is there is no picture. That does irritate me. That is just a choice they made. I do like the concept of seeing on the packet what I'm growing. They don't have that. And for being the most expensive website I've purchased from, on average too, because there's some things that we'll talk about that be like, oh, these are a little more expensive than these. This is just like as a whole quite expensive. I do believe that Johnny's is owned by a lot of the employees and they take it very seriously. Johnny's has one of the most extensive seed catalogs you're going to find, like period, one of the most extensive. They have many different varieties. Now that could be overwhelming for some people, that could be a really great thing for others. That's up to you to decide. I enjoy having a multitude of varieties to test out. They also have very big information on their packets pertaining to germination testing, when they tested it, the lot number, how many seeds, how many days to mature. There's a lot of information. There is a good amount of information on here. The other thing that kind of does slightly irritate me is the back of the packet is general. It just tells us very basic information and not specified to the plant. Now, to be fair, on the front, they do tell us the days to harvest, which is better than some other brands, but that did irritate me a little bit. I enjoy Johnny's website. I think it's very crisp, clean, concise. The pictures are beautiful. The descriptions for the specific things you want to grow are very detailed, and they have a lot of options, the varieties for hybrids and the heirlooms and all the things. If you are looking for something, there's a high chance, or like, not like a specific variety, I'm talking about like specific traits you're looking for. There's a high chance you're gonna find it on Johnny's. Peppers, tomatoes, onions. I don't want to say garlic. I'm not sure about the garlic. Pick a fruit. They're selling the fruit. They sell fruit plants. They also have seed starting supplies. They have like for farmer, like farming equipment type stuff. They have a lot of things on their website. So that's Johnny Seeds. I don't really, what's the general consensus? $7 to like $12 is the pricing for their small. They do, I believe, offer bigger packets though as well. The next one is Territorial Seed Company. This is much newer to me. This is not something I'm well versed in. I put this under expensive. The price varies. So this isn't as expensive as Johnny's. Johnny's, like I said, is the most expensive one that I purchased from. But this is still in like the $5 to $7 ish range, which is still quite high for seeds. Mind you, something to keep in mind before I even continue talking about seed companies are, you can look at the price, and price is important, but another factor is how many seeds you get for the price. Because you might sit there and be like, oh, this is $5, and then they give you 50 seeds. Then that makes sense. Okay, $5 and you're getting 10 seeds. Now we really have to take time, right? And that's also sometimes certain varieties just cost more, and that's not just the general consensus of the cost of the seeds, right? But yeah, like these were pricey for sure. Now, another thing I do want to mention, I do think Territorial Seeds had quite a bit of varieties, like pertaining to any, like all the stuff that you could think of. Not as much as Johnny's, but they have a pretty good variety list. They also do the potatoes. They have their own like fruiting stuff, so they do sell like blueberries and blackberries, raspberries, and those things as well. They're not the cheapest, but they're probably of really good quality. I don't have any specific experience with their fruit stuff, so this is what it looks like. They too do not give you the exact picture, but they give you some type of picture, but it's not the exact picture, so it's, do with that what you will. There is a decent amount of information on here, and the information is specified to a certain extent pertaining to the plant. So they do tell you the days to harvest. So the information that's specified to the plant is on the front of the packet, and on the back is much more generalized information, which I do think is a better way to go about this. They also give you germination rates as well as how long this seed is going to be good for. Of course, don't toss out seeds. Still give them a chance. I think this website is also crisp, clean, pretty concise in terms of just navigating the website. There's a lot of options to growing things, and they make it somewhat less stressful to go through that. So those are the most expensive. Now, this mid-price thing is kind of all over the place. The bulk of my seed packets are from here, and I'm saying it's all over the place because the pricing is not really exact, and seed quantities also very much heavily weigh into this, as well as the types of things that you can buy. What do I mean with that? So the first thing we're gonna go through is Victory Seeds. This is what the packet looks like. Victory Seeds is in the mid-price solely for the fact that they have the Dwarf Tomato Project seeds in here. And it's completely understandable that they would not be as cheap as other things. Honestly, this is still pretty decently priced, but you are creeping up. So you're going from the $3 to $5 range for a good chunk of the stuff. I'm not super versed in this company either. It's newer to me, but from what I've seen of it, that's kind of where we're going. But there's so many varieties. So tomatoes alone from Victory Seeds, there's about 600 varieties, which is insane if you think about it. But what is really cool to know is that they do go ahead and give you an options on the side to really narrow that down. Whether you're looking for paste, small fruits, salad, stuffing, slicing, the different multitude of colors. The colors is insane. They have 160 purple, 165 pink, 236 red, 117 yellow. Like, this is just very, very easy to navigate and do so quickly. Now, they also have this other thing that I don't really feel like is as normal, and I think it's great. That is thing with the quick links to the main types of tomatoes that they offer. And that, so the colors, you do have colors, sure. You have the tomato uses, but also you can find things quite quickly, like container friendly, the Dwarf Tomato Project, early/short season, main crop /mid season, and late season, and then determinate and semi-determinate. Though that, to me, I feel like every website should offer up something like this, because I can go here and be like, I have a short season, and automatically I don't have to fish through all 600 of those tomatoes. I'm now click on it. Now there is 94 options. That has significantly cut down, because I have a short season, so I need to not even waste my time looking at other stuff. And they offer cherry tomato, big slicing tomato, paste tomatoes, all of these within that. And I think that's a multitude of colors within this as well. And I think that is fire. They have no picture, which is very irksome. Very, very irksome. I also feel like this packet is way too big for the amount of information you get on it. The entire back of it is not necessary, in my opinion, because they're just saying thank you and just information and their Facebook and their website and their address. Like, we don't need all of this on this packet. They could have cut this packet in half and split this information between the front and the back, right? Like, the first paragraph could have been on the front, the last 3 paragraphs could have been in the back, or split it between 2. That's just how I feel about it personally. But the information on here is a little, like, the description is direct, specific to the plant, which I do agree with. But the back just feels like a big waste. Another thing I do like about Victory Seeds is that they, in most of these, I've only ordered tomatoes from them, so I don't know how the other vegetables are. But for tomatoes, most of the tomatoes come in a secondary packet. I'm gonna show you. I believe this one has a yes. They will give you some type of other packet within the packet, which is awesome. I'm gonna say also they have a pretty decent amount of seeds that they offer to you, but that also varies upon packet. But 20 seeds of tomatoes is pretty good, especially given that you're gonna have pretty decent germination within about 4 years of your tomatoes. I mean, there's people who have found tomato seeds 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old and managed to sprout them. So do with that what you will. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. The next one I don't have much experience with. I'm actually just getting their seeds sprouting, but I'm not surprised that the seeds are sprouting well, because they do also tell you the germination rate, and I'm looking at 94%, 90%, 92%, 96%, which is very high. This is AP Whaley Seed Company. I don't see a lot of people talking. I saw very few people talking about this company, and I wish the company would get more hype. This, to me, is a bit more of a basic website. They definitely could do a pinch better about making this easier to navigate, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I've ordered more than once from this brand. So this is another one where the back of the packet is a waste of space, so they could have probably made this half the size, but this is they have the picture, guys. Now, what's also very cool about this website is that they have cream of the crop. They have like some varieties, a decent amount of varieties you're not going to find anywhere else. So if you're really big into tomatoes, you're going to find some really cool stuff here. But they don't just sell tomatoes, they sell a bunch of other stuff. They also do tell you they have a drop down tab for like all American Select seeds, which could be cool and interesting for people. And they do have a good amount of information on the front, but like I said, the back is completely, there's no information on it. So this was kind of useless to me. we have seeds and such. I have a little bit more of history with this brand. Sometimes I have issues getting stuff to germinate. I got the Peter pepper from here and it was, I don't know. So that's something you want to keep in mind, and it is mid-price. This is another place where they don't have the picture in the front. The entire front is almost not completely useless. They tell you about the germination rate, how many seeds come in here, the lot number, the name of the item. But then they give other information like their address and stuff like that, which I just really don't see. And then on top of that, the back is general information, and it's not even just general information to the thing you brought. It's general information by linking things together that I'm sure could, like, the information works, but it's so. For example, this is a tomato. This is the Amish paste. They have in here how to start tomato, potato, eggplant, celery, and pepper seeds. That's very intense for me. And then the bottom of it is just like talking about their warranty. So there was a lot of space on here that could have been used for other stuff that they just didn't use it for. So that kind of is a disappointment. Their website is just fine. The pictures are, of course, on the website. The website is fine. I'm not amazed by it. I don't dislike it. It really doesn't give me any issues. This pricing is about like that $3 to $5 range as well. The situation that gets a little dicey with seeds and such is the quantity of seeds that they're going to offer. Some of them are very low and some of them are higher. So keep an eye out for that. The next one, which I haven't ordered from actually in last year or so, but this was one of the first places I ordered from, and I still would recommend this, is True Leaf Marketplace. True Leaf Marketplace, first of all, they don't play when it comes to... There's just so much stuff on their website. I mean, there's so much stuff on all of these websites, but I feel like you could just fall into True Leaf Marketplace. Oh, I don't have it open. And you could do it with like massive quantities, little smaller quantities. They spout the sprouts, the wheatgrass, the bulbs, the live plants, the growing kits, the microgreens, the supplies, the seeds, seed finder tools. It's very beautifully done. The darker colors with the brighter colors. It's just very well constructed. Shop flowers, shop peppers, shop flower bulbs, shop new varieties, plant ahead. Like the way they went about this website, I think is great. I'm a little surprised they don't have as much hype as other places, because it has its own look, but it is to me also kind of like more upscale of a website as like Johnny Seeds, and I feel like even M.I. Gardner, like Baker's Creek, those type of stuff. Like the website is just really well set up for people. Now the front also, guys, no picture from True Leaf Marketplace. It's just a cute little picture of just all stuff. The information on the back is pretty good. They give you all the general information that you need, and I like it. That's all I have on that. The next one is okay, let's get to Baker's Creek because I talked about it. I think Baker's Creek is one of the most popular websites. I enjoy Baker's Creek. I know I've heard people say that they haven't had the best experience with germination, so do with that what you will, but I have not had any issues germinating my Baker's Creek seeds. So they have a good amount of varieties. Now, do they have as many as some others? No. Okay? 600 varieties of tomatoes is crazy. They don't have that. But they have a very good amount. And they have very interesting varieties. And it's easy to navigate. The shipping is pretty fast. They're rarely out of stock of things. Because some of these other places do run out of things, and then it takes them a while to go ahead and give you, like, restock. This is what the Baker Creek seed packet looks like. Love it. There's a good amount of information on the back. They do also offer up their website and their address and stuff like that. But there is an okay amount, a decent amount of information on the back. There definitely could have been more information, or they could have made this packet smaller. If you don't know, I'm not a big fan of all these big packets because the seeds be taking with this much space. And if you're not using up the space of the packet to really give excessive information, there's absolutely no reason for the massive packet. The Southern Exposure Seed Exchange is one of the smaller packets, along with Annie's Heirloom. I'm gonna lump these kind of together. I enjoy both of these businesses. Annie's Heirloom, I don't want to say they have varieties. I'm not gonna act like they don't. I would be telling you false information. However, very crisp, very clean, but I don't think like they have as many different varieties as other brands do, but they have enough for sure for people to be like swimming sort of. They have less packed seeds to offer, which could be good for people who are much newer to the gardening community and could get easily overwhelmed. You're not gonna get wicked overwhelmed at all. Like their peppers is only 3 pages. Like this is stuff that but then they also have their own drop down talking about containers, hot peppers, bell peppers, sweet peppers, and then they offer like pepper collections. The pricing is about the $4 to $5 mark, which isn't too bad. Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. Oh, and they both do not offer pictures. So this is what they packets look like. They do not offer the picture of the specific variety. Now, these are both smaller packets and they have good information as far as I'm concerned on the back of these packets. The seed minimum that's in here, the name, these packets are just pretty to me as well. They did a good job with these packets. What you're supposed to do, direct sowing, the transplanting. The Annie's Heirloom has a bit more information than Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, but Southern Exposure Seed Exchange tells you what it needs to tell you. Now, Southern Exposure Seed Exchange gives you the germination rate and all that type of stuff, whereas Annie's Heirloom does not, to my eye. I enjoy also just looking at these packets. They're just very pretty and aesthetically pleasing. And for a newer gardener, one of these places might be a better bet in terms of, am I going to get overwhelmed immediately? The answer is no. You're gonna probably be okay on these type of websites. I think Southern Exposure Seed Exchange might have a few more varieties than Annie's Heirloom, but look on up. Renee's Garden, I like this brand. They definitely are much less varieties than the rest of these brands. They the way they organize their website is chef's kiss, just like the Johnny's and the other websites I was telling you about. I really enjoy their website. I also really, really, really enjoy Renee's Garden for the way that they set up with the thought process that you just have a smaller garden. Like you just have smaller property. And I feel like a good chunk of like a healthy chunk of their stuff works well in containers of some type. Raised beds, grow bags, pots, green stalks. Like Renee's Garden is that girl for all of that stuff, which I feel like is a good chunk of people. They also, like I said, significantly less variety, so you're less likely to be overwhelmed while still giving you everything you might need, probably. Like just being honest with you, right? And the packets are cartoons, but it's of the variety that you're purchasing. So here is a packet. Look how beautiful it is. Renee's Garden has some of the most information you're gonna find on any given packet, at least of the ones I'm talking to you about. And they got so good to the point where there is a little flap that you can open up and there's more information behind it. Renee's Garden is not playing with you when it comes there. You're gonna know what the heck you're doing and why you're doing it, and what the information is crazy. They have information up the side and the front, back in the front of this as well. Like Dutch beet baby ball, Dutch variety that sizes up quickly for sweet and tender, tasty petite beets. Then you come back on here, Dutch baby beets. You got so much information. It's honestly very intense. I'm very impressed with the way that they managed to do this, because it's not super small either. While mind you, the packet is also on the smaller side. Like I was just telling you about Southern Seed Exposure and all of that, and Annie's Heirlooms. Renee's Garden is also in that same size. Best information. They ate that down bad. And that was it. Wow, okay, almost there. We're gonna talk about the most affordable. Now, Renee's Garden could have gone in this realm to a certain extent because their pricing is actually not too shabby, but because it's still in that, okay, so Renee's Garden's about the $3 to $5 range, which is why I put it in the mid price. But I feel like you get a lot of seeds and a sheer amount of information, and I really like that what they've done that I feel like not many other websites have done, is they put the packet as the image. I know that sounds kind of corny, but like when you go look up the Renee's Garden website, the packet that you like, the picture that you see describe it is the packet. Which I know that's, you're like, girl, really, is that important? It's not, but it's just a cool little thing that they went ahead and did. Now, if you're sitting there like, but what about the actual look of it? Well, Renee offers you multiple images. So you're going to get the picture of the drawing, but then you're going to get the real produce. And then they're going to put the produce 9 times out of 10 on the plant. You're going to get a picture. And then like on a plate or in somebody's hands or something. I just love that. I think that's really something else. Then they tell you about the special features of different things. You got all the quick information. It's just a very easy, user-friendly. It's like a website for dummies. You're not dumb. I'm just giving you that example. Like, it's a very simple, like, easy to read. The colors aren't too bright or too dark. The sizing of everything is on the bigger side. Like, it's just wonderful. They use colors, but don't go too far with using other colors. I like Renee's Garden. Let's move on to the affordable ones. I'm gonna talk about the big dog first because it's in my top 3 favorite seed companies of all time. M.I. Gardner. She is that girl, or he. Luke owns it, but I think M.I. Gardner, the business itself, is a she. But you know, do what you will with that. She is a big dog. Big dog, M.I. Gardner. The website is good. The packets are good. The one caveat I have with this, you have to take time to look at the amount of seeds you're getting. The more rare or the more difficult it is for them to grow the seeds, the significantly less seeds you're gonna get. So this is the sugar beets. There's 100 seeds in here. There's no problem. But there are some tomatoes and pepper varieties that you will get 5 seeds. Do with that what you will. The other thing I want to say is I have had 1 seed packet, and that was this year, that I got 1 less seed than they told me that I would get. That has never happened before. I have some of the most history with M.I. Gardner. I've ordered several times. I have also gone through M.I. Gardner's solid as well as liquid fertilizers. I have gotten M.I. Gardner's plants. I have had no issues with M.I. Gardner, really. Like I said, that 1 pot, and that if I really wanted to, I mean, I have a recording of me opening it and counting the seeds. I know that they would send me out. I just didn't think it was that serious. Over 1 seed for them to then pay for shipping and all of that, to me, is just unnecessary. Luke owns this brand. Is Luke, his wife, their child, and only a handful of employees. This is a small, like a true small business run by a family man who's a for real family man. I like M.I. Gardner. I'll probably keep it. I actually just bought their fertilizers again because I don't want to, when there's an issue with fertilizing, whatever. I already have my fertilizer. I don't have to worry about it. The next one, which I intend to order from again, also for rooting for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I want to root for certain people. This is the Alliance of Native Seed Keepers. I'm rooting for this place. I'm going to buy from this place again. Now, I'm going to say something, and I need you not to take it too seriously. I did get the Great White Beefsteak, and that's the only seed packet that has given me problems. The rest of the seed packets grew. When I tell you gave me problems, I did not get 1 successful tomato. But a lot of the stuff didn't even start from that 1 packet, and the ones that did start ended up being weak and have given me issues. It really could have been user error. I'm not sure. I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff from them. This is the packet. So they're giving you the image, but it's of like a cartoon, which I also enjoy. This is a massive packet. One of the biggest packets. And I'm here to tell you, they did not play with you about the spacing, about what they put on it. Look at all the information. This is definitely much smaller font. That's something to keep in mind. I do 100% believe that they could have shrunk this image down a bit, and this entire first section here could have been on the front of the packet as we've seen in other ones, but I love it still all the same. The information is crazy. I said what I said. They have a decent amount of varieties. It's not a lot, but it's a decent amount, and if you're newer and you don't want it to be overwhelming, they are in cahoots with pricing with M.I. Gardner. So you're looking about $2 to pay for the packets like M.I. Gardner does. Next is the, what is Organo Republic. I Don't know if you could even buy these seeds individually, because I've only gotten them through, well, I've been gifted some by my family, and then I bought some for myself off of Amazon. They must have a website. No, they do. Organic Republic. I don't think I've ordered from their website. I order from Amazon, which means I get my seeds within 2 days. Yes, I'm spoiled like that. That's how I am. This is one of the smaller packets, and they do give you a cartoon image of the product that you're buying. They tell you it's heirloom seeds, non-GMO, made in USA. Seeds are tested for high germination. How many seeds you're gonna grow, blah blah blah. Now, the thing with this one is the way it seems that they go about it is mostly being sold through packets. So you're getting multiple seeds, which could work in your benefit or could annoy you because you're looking for very specific types of seeds. But if you are not, Organic Republic is the way to go. I also think this is a great place to gift. My thing is that the information on the back is really good. Like it's a smaller packet, but the information is very clear, and they give you a little map to show you like the growing guide, and it gives that makes it so clear and concise to me, and I really enjoy that. I think that Organic Republic is doing a pretty good job. It's not big like that, but I think it deserves more praise than it's gotten. I grow most of my herbs from this. The next one, this is the last one, is Survival Garden Seeds. Now, I do feel like this seed company as a whole is low-key a little bit of fear-mongering with the idea of the survival garden seeds, but I like it, and this is another one I can get on Amazon. Yes, it's a smaller seed packet. This is what the packet looks like. They give you the picture of the actual plant, of like the produce. Love it. The back is also very informative, and what I find unique to this, which would make sense because they're survival seeds, they will tell you about saving seeds. Allow pepper to mature on plant until it's fully ripened and begins to wrinkle open, and remove seeds. Allow to dry in a dark place for a week or two, turning every few days for even drying. Store in a dark, dry place for up to 5 years. I do enjoy that they give you that type of information, especially as a newer gardener. You will have information that, you didn't necessarily have. I'm sure they also have their own website. I just haven't purchased off their website. But you could buy individual stuff. And I think they also offered like stuff grouped together. They have a decent amount of varieties, nothing super insane, but a decent amount as well. And that was it. Oof, I talked for a hot minute there. Let me know some varieties that you, some brands that you really enjoy. What's like your top 3? Let me know down in the comment section. Are any of these brands very new to you? Do they make you interested in looking at any of these brands? Let's talk down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.